I'm just sick of the fucking lies, dude. I mean, you can look at it from any angle as it is. You can look at it from just a very pragmatic angle, looking at the banking system, for example, man, and how the fiat system, and how they've been raping us forever. And now it's coming to a head. This is a time where it's sort of like, okay, governments are going to do this. They're going to leech off the people. That's just how it's always been since the days of kings and serfs. But now they're starting to overreach into a place where it's like, okay, hold on a minute, where's my autonomy? What does it even mean to be a free citizen? Is that even a thing anymore? I mean, the way they're talking to us, the way they're kind of treating us, you have to do this, you can't come into public scenarios without like, have people forgotten that they're our managers? They're our managers. Think if you're a rock star, right? Does your manager dictate what gigs you do and what suddenly the manager is telling us what the fuck to do? Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like they're our servants, right? It's like the the government is supposed to serve the people, but what's happened is the government has become this mummy or daddy that controls every aspect of our life. And freedom, this word that used to be synonymous with actually being able to do as you will, provided you're not harming anyone else, has somehow been obfuscated into this ambivalent word where it means nothing. You have the freedom to do as you're told, to stay locked in your home and have weird substances put in your body day in, day out. By the way, I'm hoping maybe we might get this on YouTube. So let's try to be somewhat uh, kosher when it comes to what we talk about.
I'll leave that
But,
side of it to you.
but you raise you raise some really good points just to start off with, man. Just as in regards to what we're seeing, how we're seeing the government control every aspect of our life when we are supposed to be the controllers of our own destiny.
I don't know when
Um,
people forgot that. I don't know how people forgot that. But they're our little middle managers who do our little fucking paperwork for us. And we build the roads. We fucking create society. And suddenly they're dictating to us. Have people forgotten this shift happened? When did
yeah.
this happen? Have we analyzed why it happened in the first place?
As
But
well,
like,
let's have a look at why all this stuff happened. Brief synopsis. Do you want to take us through, Tony, the narrative that we've seen befall this great country of ours over the last 20 or so months?
oh well, it's been a slow
Two
dripping
weeks to flatten
process.
the curve, right? I think it started there.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you're talking about just from that time period to now. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, well, it started with that. And as you probably know, as someone who's looked into things and someone who actually fucking thinks for themselves, that they do it in this way. It's a slow drip process. It's so we just want this. Remember originally, like you said, flatten the curve, circuit breaker fucking
yeah,
come on, man. It was supposed to be a 3 week operation. It's turning up, it's getting close to fucking
yeah.
two
Try
years now.
3 years, yeah, and then oh,
So
it's just a mask.
yeah, but
See how
isn't
that
that
went?
how they've always that's how they've always
Yeah.
operated?
Oh, you crazy conspiracy theorists! What are you talking about? These boom shakalaka passports? That'll never happen. Oh no,
I
that won't
actually, you know
happen.
what I've been doing, Krish, man? You know what I've been doing? I've been having conversations with the people on Facebook, and I've been actually copying and pasting the conversation I've
Yeah,
had and put it
yeah,
into text files and gone, this is what this dickhead said in on the 2nd of March in 2019, whatever it was. And I actually have saved their usernames and I go back to them, dude. This is like crazy detail. I actually have gone back to them and gone, oi, I was saying, I copied and pasted this conversation we had at the start of 2019. You said that me saying they're going to ask for proof. You're saying that I was crazy. What do you think now, dude? Most don't reply. Some have. Some have enough intellectual honesty to be like, yeah, you said it was going in this direction. It did. Out of 10 people or so that I documented and kept their usernames on a text file, out of 10, just say it was more like, 6 or 7, but out of 10, just to keep the numbers clean, about 2 replied to me. They were
that's
like, yeah,
brilliant.
yeah, you called it, man. You called it. I
Yeah.
like to think, yeah. So people don't expect. And what does that tell you, man? It tells you people don't expect that the government would do this. I mean, if you look at the regular way of living and just like their mental state and how they think the world works, you wouldn't expect it. You wouldn't
Mm.
expect the government to overreach like this. And they are. They're really moving this time. And I've never seen this before, man. I know you've been around the block yourself, man. You've seen shit for years, right? I'm sure you've kept your finger on the pulse.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen the government behave like this? Ever?
yeah.
Ever? Have you?
In
Have you seen the
history,
government?
the frustrating thing is people seem to have this. What's the word I'm looking for? This tendency to forget the past. And we're not talking about things that happened 10, 20 years ago. We're talking about things that happened last year, you know? I love the fact that you kept a record of what people say, because often I experience this thing, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers may experience this thing where people say, oh, I don't remember saying that. I don't remember saying that vaccine passports were a conspiracy theory. And you have to show them what they've actually said. And they're like, oh, yeah, I did say that. And there seems to be this weird thing where people
That's why
forget.
I started keeping records. That's why
Absolutely.
I kept records, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Society seems to be suffering from this amnesia. That's the word I'm looking for, because it's like they don't understand history. They don't seem to understand what happens when a government takes your guns away from you, when a government starts saying it's going to violate your freedoms in the interest of keeping you safe. How that has happened that's basically the default in history.
Yeah,
and over the last
has it been otherwise?
Yeah,
has it been
and
otherwise?
America, which was supposed to be this great experiment where we decided to have freedom, has now become this completely obfuscated society now, where freedom is now synonymous with tyranny. Now, Biden is basically calling forth for everyone to essentially get boom shakalaka. I mean, he's recently
their
said
idea of freedom. Their idea of freedom is you do what the fuck we say. That's a new brand of freedom I've never fucking heard of.
Absolutely.
I don't know about definitions being shifted, but that's certainly a shift in definition.
There seems to be this Overton window where society has now changed the definition of what we would collectively say was freedom. And this is happening in so many different areas. Now, what does it mean to even be a male? To actually be apparently I have to identify as cisgender, and there are multiple genders, and the sex is no longer a Boolean. Now it's this spectrum, and the same thing is happening with not just the definition of freedom, but the definition of human rights. The definition of they recently just changed the CDC changed
the vaccine definition.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw that. Holy
this
shit.
is what people do when they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes, man.
Wait, you remember fucking Orwell's book, 1984, how they slowly changed the names of shit?
That was a thing there too. This is, I didn't even think about that till now, man. But there we go. Let's just change the meaning of everything.
Slowly
change history.
Yeah, and you see the shit in Canada and in America, how they're like pulling down. Look, I don't agree with the bloody white colonists and all that crazy shit. If we can trust the history in the first place, I'm getting to the point that I'm doubting anything they're saying. To the point, can we even trust the history? Did Socrates even exist, dude?
That's
Seriously?
what I had this thought just today, bro. I was starting to realize, I'm starting to at least understand why there's some people that are skeptical about everything. I'm not skeptical about, let's say, everything. Like, I accept certain things that I can, generally speak.
There myself.
But now I'm like,
maybe go down that path.
Yeah, you have a look at what the media's been doing lately, and you're like, whoa, did history actually happen at all?
What is liberty?
What the? Who says you can't build muscle on a vegan diet?
What's it like being a hottie in the vegan community?
There are no political solutions, only technological ones.
The economics of the system don't allow multiple competing systems to survive.
Engineering, technology, these arts of humanity, they are magic.